I'm Jeremy Wyatt. I'm the CEO of Actigraph. At Actigraph, we develop wearable technologies to objectively monitor patients in clinical drug development or academic research. We've been doing that for a long time, over 20 years. Our products do a great job of capturing high-resolution, pure, unadulterated data that can be reused in clinical studies for years to come. And so Actigraph makes FDA Class II medical grade mobility and sleep monitoring devices. And we've done that for about 20 years in the academic research space and more recently in the clinical drug development space. And those devices do a great job of providing objective, evidence-based feedback on those clinical trial or academic research participants during an interventional or an observational study. In addition to that, we provide dedicated project managers for clinical trials to ensure that our clients maximize the value of the data and they get what they expect from the wearable and from the sensor that they're using. So our products are used to continuously monitor study participants so that pharma sponsors or CROs can effectively make real-time observations about the effect that a therapy is or is not having on a person or a phenotype of study participants. So our data is captured passively using cellular connections, and the patients are constantly connected and engaged in the trial. And that helps the patients feel engaged and involved, but it also increases the efficiency of the study because that data is coming in constantly. So we get this question a lot. Actigraph is a solutions provider. We're not just a wearable manufacturer. We've got over 20 years of experience in the academic research industry, and that's given us a great deal of respect for the importance of collecting high-resolution, unadulterated, clear, clean data from our sensors. So because we collect that data in an unprocessed way, it gives us a lot of flexibility with that data for our customers as well. So we're able to analyze that data in a myriad of ways. For instance, if a study is looking at efficiency of sleep on patients and participants, we might 6 months later use that same data to look for common trends among all the patients in that particular study after the data collection is completed. We also understand the importance of the supporting evidence behind the algorithms that we provide to our customers. As a member of several FDA-backed partnerships like the Clinical Trial Transformation Initiative, we do follow rigorous processes to ensure that we have the verification and analytical validation evidence and data to support any agency claims that might be required. I think there's a lot of room for improvement in the future of clinical trials. Today, the clinical development process is really burdensome on the patient. The uncertainty of, as a patient, not knowing whether you're part of a placebo arm or not, the logistical challenge of coming in weekly to the clinic for check-ins, then the waiting game, uncertainty of whether my data made any difference. I think we can do much better. I see a lot of positive opportunity in adaptive trials where we provide visibility and context around patient behaviors and adverse events. Going direct to the patient's homes to capture data from multiple sensors can really lift the burden and make the clinical trial process sort of a background component of the patient's lives rather than a foreground component. And I think also by following really rigorous data management practices, we can get to a place where we eliminate the need for placebo arms possibly, and just make the overall clinical trial process a lot more efficient and enjoyable for patients if that's possible, but also just help the sponsors to get to a place where they're making decisions faster about whether or not a drug is going to be effective on a specific type of population or on a group of people. Yeah, so COVID has changed everything from how we work to how we live to our expectations around drug development in this case. So besides being a provider of medical grade wearables, Actigraph differentiates itself by really providing an end-to-end solution for our sponsors and CROs and researchers. For instance, our CenterPoint platform is a great, robust, privacy-compliant backend that allows us to capture data from patients in a very secure way and analyze that data from those patients without the need to actually see those patients. So the management of that, the logistics of getting those devices to patients, the ability to capture data remotely using our cellular data hub, all those are important components of the solution that I think are going to be in demand in this post-COVID world. I do believe we're going to see a surge in the demand for fewer in-office visits and easier deployment of clinical trials and the drugs that we're using for those trials. And so managing the deployment of a system without something like the Actigraph solution is going to be difficult. And so I think we fit well into that. I think we're positioned well to help our clients deliver what we believe is going to be necessary for virtual trials in the future after COVID.